Hello everyone, I'm going to be showing you guys how I do a fill on gel polish nails. First, I just check for any lifts and she didn't have any, so I'm going to proceed to remove her old gel polish color, and I do so by going by the cuticle area and going side to side and then coming downward. And my drill is at about a 20 RPM speed, and that just helps you remove the polish faster. And you want to apply pressure, but not too much pressure because you don't want to actually take off the acrylic. You just want to take off the gel polish.
That could ever make me leave, yeah. Every time I look into your eyes, I see it. You're all I need. Every time I get a bit inside, I feel it. Who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, babe. Who would have thought I'd get you?
And I'll take some time just to be thankful that I had days full of you. Before it winds down into the memories, it's all just memories now.
Don't you love when I come around? Somebody just fill you up and I take you round. Don't you love when I come around? Somebody just fill you up and I take. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, babe. Who would have thought I'd get you?
Now I'm going in and pushing back her cuticle area. You don't want to press too hard, but you want to press hard enough for you to actually move some skin back.
Through drought and famine, natural disasters, my baby has been alright for me. Kingdoms are falling, angels be calling. None of that could ever make me leave.
And now I'm going in with one of my favorite cuticle bits. I'm not sure what this is called, but if you look up cuticle bits, this should pop up. It's like pretty skinny, and it just kind of helps to lift up anything that's sticking to the nail plate, especially if your client has like sticky cuticles. This will be a really great step to really help you with prepping. And then I'm using this at about a 10 to 12, but for her, I'm pretty sure I used a 10 because hers weren't too sticky. But it did help me to really relieve some of that off of the nail plate. And as you see, I am going in this motion first. And then after I do all 10 of her nails, I am going to go backwards in the other direction just to get the rest of what's left there, or just try to free up any more before I go in with my sanding band.
Some time just to be thankful that I had days full of you.
with your sanding band, you want to make sure you're not holding it at a super high angle, because you will create like a ring of fire and it'll actually start to like burn your client. You kind of want to go at an angle just a little bit to get the cuticle area, but not too much of an angle to the point where like you're pressing down into their natural nail.
Who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, babe. Who would have thought I'd get you?
Now I'm just going to be going in with a dust brush and just to get all the dusties off her hands and off her nails, just so that when I'm doing my application everything goes smooth and there's nothing there. And to be extra, I am using this little brush to really get the rest of the dust off the nail plate, because like I said, you don't want anything there because it will kind of mess up your application. Now I'm just going to be dehydrating and priming the nails just to make sure that we are actually sticking. When I do fills, I do all 10 nails at once, but when I'm doing a full set, I'm only going to start off with 5 nails just because it takes me longer, and you only have about 10 minutes before the product doesn't work as well.
Every time I get a bit inside, I feel it.
Now taking my C&D retention monomer with my young nails, clear, I am just going to be applying the bead near the cuticle area, pressing it in, and then just blending downward. And I kind of built her apex a little bit more this time around, and I'm just going to fill in that area that is dipped in.
Just to be thankful that I had days full of you, before it winds down.
And you can see when I pick up the bead, I kind of just tap it in, try it for a second, and then place it down and start to blend with the old acrylic.
Don't you love when I come around? Somebody just fill you up and I take you down.
Okay, so when I put that bead down, I don't put it directly near the cuticle area. I kind of do just a smid bit below it, so that when I tap the bead in, it kind of just fills that little bit of area and it creates that flush look that you really want. And again, I built her apex a little bit more, so I just evened it out through the whole entire nail. But again, you can see me putting the bead down. You see how there's that little bit of space, and now I'm tapping it into the area so it can fill it. That is how you make it flush. And with the thumb, you can really see that gap that I'm talking about when I'm just pressing it into it. Like right here, you can see I didn't put it all the way up there. I just kind of patted it in and then blended it out. And I did get a little bit on her skin, but before it dried, I made sure I wiped it just so that it didn't harden there and then become difficult to file off.
Through drought and famine, natural disasters, my baby has been around for me. Kingdoms that fall.
just going to be repeating those same steps on the other hand. I'm just going to be tapping the bead into the cuticle area, not putting it too close, rebalancing the nail, making sure I'm wiping my side walls to make sure there's no complications after.
See it, you're all I need. Every time I get a bit inside, I feel it. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, oh yeah, babe. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you?
And I'll take some time just to be thankful that I had days full of you, before it winds down into the memories. It's all just memories
Don't you love when I come around? Somebody just fill you up and I take you round. Don't you love
Okay, so now I'm going in with my coarse bit, and I'm just going to be going around the cuticle area and sealing the nail, and then just blending it to make sure that it is very smooth. And you see me rubbing my finger up against the nail just to really feel, because it can appear to look smooth when it's really not. I did also use this bit to kind of reshape the nails, just because after a while of, you know, just having your nails on, the corners start to dull a little bit and the shape kind of starts to go, and it might become a more rounded shape than a straight edge. And I definitely just fixed that up with that part. You do want to apply pressure when you're doing this step, just to make sure that you're actually getting the acrylic up that needs to be up. When you're going side to side, that's just to smooth the nail. When you're coming downward, that is to kind of like take off some of the acrylic that's there. Side to side smooths it by taking a little bit off, but when you want to take more than just a little bit, you definitely want to pull downward, because it'll do it way faster than side to side will. And again, like I said, I am using this to reshape my nail a little bit, just to save me some filing time.
my baby has been around for me. Kingdoms are falling, angels be calling. None of that could ever make me leave. Yeah. Every time I look into your eyes, I see it.
Also, this bit is a half safety bit, so when you're trying to get close to the cuticle area to like kind of seal it, it won't really cut your client unless you really run over their cuticle. Like you see, I'm getting very close there, and I promise you she doesn't feel that at all.
Who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, babe. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you?
And I'll take some time just to be thankful that I had days full of you, before it winds down into the memories. It's all just memories.
Now I'm taking this bit, I don't know exactly what it's called once again, but this is like an acrylic sealing bit for the cuticle. I don't know, just look up what I said and maybe it'll pop up. And I just kind of use this to really finalize the sealing process of sealing the acrylic. Now I'm going in with the 80 grit file to really straighten out those sides and to really smoothen the nail. This kind of just enhances what you did with your drill. Like I said, you shouldn't really have to file too much just because the drill did basically all the work for you. You just want to make it real sharp and real straight with the file. So when I'm going over the nail with the hand file, I'm trying to take away that boxy look that you kind of get from sharpening the sides of the nail. This just makes the nail look a little bit more natural, and it kind of just solidifies your whole look. It does change the look a lot, like you'll see a difference, and I'm going to show you kind of what I mean on this thumbnail. So yeah, I'm gonna straighten out my sides, but when I do this, you can see that I'm making the nail very boxy. If you're looking at it straight on, you'll see that I am definitely making it boxy. So you definitely want to just take the file and take that boxy look away from the nail. What do they be saying? If your nail tech's not flipping your hands over, get a new nail tech, because you need to see your client's perspective. This is definitely what the client can see. This is where you can really check to see if your nail got a little crooked, if something's not straight at the top. You know, this is what your client can see whenever they look at their nails.
Every time I look into your eyes, I see it. You're all I need. Every time I get a bit inside.
So now I'm going in with my coarse bit just one more time, just to make sure that everything is very smooth, especially after using the hand file and using that cuticle bit. This just really smooths the rest of the nail and creates that flush look. Okay, after filing, you just want to make sure you're taking a buffer and buffing out the nails. Now I buff on top of the nails, and then I proceed to buff under the nails. That just gets anything that's kind of stuck up under there from, you know, just filing and everything. You'll kind of get it with that buffer, and if not, when your client goes to wash their hands, they'll get the rest of it. Forget to add cuticle to your client's nails before they go to wash their hands. Okay, so she chose to do a blue look today, and these are the colors that I'm using. These are Valentino colors, and then I also am going to be using a D&D color. I am making sure to use an alcohol-free wipe just to get that rest of that oil off, just to make sure there's not any on the nail, because that will show when you polish. So now I'm just going to be going in with those colors. First I'm starting off with this lighter color, and then I'm just going to be going from light to dark throughout her 5 fingernails.
Drought and famine, natural disasters. My baby has been around for me. Kingdoms have fallen, angels be.
Did mess up a little bit, so I just went in with my cleanup brush, because if you do cure it, it's going to be cured to her finger.
Me leave, yeah. Every time I look
After doing so, I did go in and cure that for 60 seconds, and then I proceeded to polish her other hand.
Every time I get a bit inside, I feel it. Who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, babe. Who would have thought I'd get you?
And I'll take some time just to be thankful that I had days full of you, before it winds down into the memories. It's all just memories
And now I'm just going to proceed to repolish the nails again by adding that second coat of color. And this just basically just makes sure that there's no sparse areas, make sure the nail is fully coated with the color. And I'm just doing this to all 10 of her fingernails.
Build you up and I take. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, babe. Who would have thought I'd get you?
And now you just want to top coat the nails and cure them, and then this is your finished look.
Disasters, my baby has been